I'm using Roam Research for a few months on a daily basis now, and I love how I can indirectly build up a large knowledge database by simply taking notes. The way you can create new pages inside Roam Research is so intuitive that I actually became so addicted to this new way of note-taking that I don't want to live without it in any other apps, such as Notion. I will tell you why this is a real issue for me and why I think Notion is so close to becoming the better Roam Research in this video, so stay tuned. What makes Roam Research better for note-taking, Tom? You're saying that you can't refer to any other pages inside Notion? Are you serious? Of course you can, and you're right. You can refer to existing pages inside Notion using simply the @ sign. You can even build up very complex referring tables pulling vast amounts of information spread across your Notion's databases. And also you can easily create new pages by simply typing / followed by page. It is not as well implemented as it is in Roam Research. Here's why. When creating a new page inside a Notion text block, this new page will become part of the actual page structure of the page you're writing in. Then it is not seamlessly integrated into your text but dropped below in a new text block. This is interrupting my creative process and I can't build up flow this way. In Roam Research, a new page is simply added to the whole database. There's no typical hierarchical structure. It is much more fluent and doesn't interrupt my creative process writing notes. When I'm doing what I call the creative research, I want to have as little friction as possible. In Roam Research, I can create a new page on the go by simply adding a hashtag or double brackets. This page will be empty, which is nothing I have to worry about because it is now linked to the text that I created it in. Whenever I visit this new page later on, it will show me all the other pages that I mentioned it in, slowly filling this page up with more and more related content, always providing me related context. This means I don't need to write anything into any new page and it will still fill up with contextual information. The connections between those pages can then be shown via the page graphs. On any page, you will also get a section where potential connections are mentioned on other pages. With a simple click of a button, you will connect those to the actual page. Connecting the dots between different information sources is much more intuitive and convenient to do it this way. For this reason, I'm using Roam Research to take notes about people I met, I talked to, that I follow, read books from, and so on. This allows me to get a broader picture of the overall connections that I would never get when I try to set up those connections manually. It also feels different creating pages in Roam, as it is not very present that I actually created a new page, but I rather made a new tag. So this means I don't mind creating masses of them. In Notion, it always feels, once I create a new page, that I actually have to fill it with something, that I have to store them properly in a hierarchical structure and update them on a regular basis. On the other hand, I would love to have all the other functionalities that Notion provides when it comes to adding rich content inside my node. That's lacking in Roam Research. As Notion has much more to offer looking at the feature set compared to Roam Research, I think Notion could and certainly should work on implementing a better cross-linking experience between pages and databases. In Notion, I write down my wikis, work instructions, conventions, workflows, and links that I use on a regular basis. As you can see, it is all static information, something that I want to be easy to access in a nicely presented way right when I need. I also started to add links back to Roam pages when I created a page out of my Roam Research activities. This is a manual process. However, there's also the big potential to get both apps closer together if they implement an API support. Because something both applications lack at the moment is API support. This means I cannot integrate other apps properly. Looking at ClickUp, for example, as an all-in-one solution, not only for project management, but even for knowledge management, ClickUp has also a doc functionality where you can use / commands the way you know from Notion and build blocks. The big difference is that it has much better ways to get information in and out of the systems due to its APIs. Something I especially love and use is the two-way sync with Google Calendar. For me, there is no point using any calendar inside Notion, as this will not become visible on my Google Calendar at all that I use for my daily time management. Also, sending new files or photos to Notion or Roam Research by sharing them via a third-party app or web clipper is still tedious to do or not possible at all. I heard they are working on implementing new ways to integrate other apps, and I cannot wait to see what they will come up with. But for now, Notion will remain my single source of truth for work instructions, conventions, and all the other things I mentioned before. Something I really like about Notion though is the way how to add hyperlinks. All I need to do is to copy any URL, select the word or text inside Notion that should contain the link, and paste it. Done. However, I just realized that ClickUp provides the same feature. So you see that ClickUp and Notion have a lot in common, and you can expect a proper comparison between those two platforms in more detail in a future video. In this video, I really want to point out that Notion could easily catch up with Roam Research. To me, having the seamless and dynamic cross-linking between my nodes is the single reason for using Roam. Roam is no project management system, although many would claim it is. Yes, it has some to-do functionalities and you can share notes and set up some systems to work, but it is the same if people tell me Evernote is great for project and task management. It is not, no matter if I'm using it personally or in a team. Many of you might hate me for saying this now, but this is my opinion and experience, and I need a proper project management system, and therefore I'm using ClickUp, Asana and all these other apps. And if a solution using Evernote, Roam and so on works for you to organize your life and all this, that's fine. Do it. But working with a team, I think it becomes really hard to use these tools. So in summary, if Notion receives a much more seamless way to create new pages inside blocks and dynamically setting up crosslinks like Roam Research does, then they will have a great advantage and would make me use Notion also to do creative research instead of Roam Research. I mean, Roam Research started with a steep pricing model too. There is no free version and you need to pay $15 per month, whereas you can get started with Notion for free, with no limitations on pages and blocks, and for $4 per month with unlimited file upload size. For many, this makes it easy to decide which application to use. However, Roam solves a very specific problem when it comes to knowledge management systems. It does this great, and unlike Obsidian, an alternative to Roam, Roam Research is accessible via web and therefore the better option for me too. So what are your thoughts? Would you like to see Notion stepping up their cross-linking game? And what about ClickUp, which claims to be the one to replace them all? Well, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, so you won't miss the video when I do the comparison between ClickUp and Notion. I will catch you up next time.